My name is Clara Bennett. I am 33 years old. I work in a hospital as a nurse. My job is to take care of sick people. I work long hours every day. Sometimes I work during the day and sometimes at night. I love my job because I enjoy helping others. Before last year, I was alone. I didn't have a boyfriend and lived by myself. I worked all the time and felt very tired after my shifts. I often visited my mother. She lives in a small village and is getting older, so I try to help her whenever I can. Life was quiet and simple back then. One day, something changed. A new doctor joined our hospital. His name is James Harper. He is 31 years old, 2 years younger than me. He is very handsome, tall, with brown hair and blue eyes. He smiles a lot, and all the nurses like him because he is friendly and kind. At first, I thought James would never notice me. I am not very slim, and I am just an ordinary woman. I don't wear fancy clothes or have long, beautiful hair. I didn't think someone like James would be interested in me. But then, James started talking to me. He was always kind and asked how I was doing. He smiled at me every day. I was surprised. I didn't expect someone like him to pay attention to someone like me. One day, James offered me a ride home. I said yes. He drove me in his car, which was nice, and we talked the whole way. We discussed work, our lives, and our families. I felt happy talking to him. James was easy to talk to. After that, he often gave me rides home. Sometimes, he brought me coffee or tea at work. We would sit together in the cafeteria during lunch and chat. I began to like him more and more. I looked forward to seeing him every day. I noticed little things about him. He had a habit of tapping his pen on the desk when he was thinking. He always remembered the names of the patients, even the ones who stayed for only one night. He had a gentle way of speaking that made people feel comfortable. I started to feel something I hadn't felt in a long time. Hope. Maybe life could be different. Maybe I could find happiness too. Then, one weekend, James asked if I wanted to go to the movies. We both had a day off, so I said yes. We watched a movie together, and afterward, we went for a walk. We talked for hours. I was so happy. I thought maybe James liked me as much as I liked him. But a few days later, James told me something surprising. He said, "Clara, I need to tell you something. I am married." I was shocked. I had no idea he had a wife. He never mentioned her, and he didn't wear a wedding ring. James explained that he had been married for 5 years. His wife's name is Eleanor. They don't have any children. He said he wasn't happy in his marriage. He told me they didn't have much in common and didn't spend much time together. They had different interests. James said he enjoyed spending time with me because I made him happy. He said he felt comfortable around me and enjoyed talking to me. I didn't know what to do. I liked James a lot, but I didn't want to cause any trouble. I started thinking about it a lot. I wondered why James liked me when he already had a wife. His wife was probably very beautiful, and I didn't understand why he would want to spend time with me. I thought about it every day. I was confused. I didn't know if I should keep seeing James or stop. I didn't want to hurt anyone, but I was happy being with him. A few days later, something happened. I went to a big supermarket in the city to buy food. As I walked through the aisles, I heard a familiar voice. It was James. He was talking to someone. I saw him before he noticed me. He was with a woman. I guessed it was his wife, Eleanor. Eleanor was very beautiful. She was tall and elegant, dressed in expensive clothes. She looked like a model. They were laughing and seemed very happy together. I felt sad. I didn't know what to do. I left the supermarket quickly because I didn't want them to see me. When I got home, I thought about it a lot. I was confused. Why did James spend time with me if he had such a beautiful wife? Why did he choose to talk to me? I started thinking about my situation. I didn't want to be the other woman in James's life. I wanted to make the right decision, but it was hard. I knew I had to talk to James and figure out what to do. Later that night, I couldn't sleep. I kept thinking about James. I thought about how kind he was to me and how much I enjoyed being with him. But I also thought about his wife. She was beautiful and seemed perfect. I didn't understand why James would choose to be with me when he had such a lovely wife. I started to question everything. Was I wrong to let myself feel this way? Was I selfish for wanting something more? The next day I went to work feeling tired and sad. I didn't want to see James, but I knew I had to talk to him. When I saw him, he smiled at me like everything was normal. But I couldn't smile back. I needed answers. James, I said, we need to talk. He looked at me, confused. What's wrong, Clara? He asked. I said, I saw you at the supermarket with your wife. You looked happy. I don't understand why you are spending time with me if you are happy with her. James looked sad. I'm not happy, Clara, he said. Eleanor and I don't connect the way you and I do. With you, I can be myself. You make me feel alive. His words made me feel warm inside, but I knew I couldn't ignore the truth. I didn't want to destroy someone's marriage. I didn't want to be the reason for someone else's pain. I decided to take some time to think. I told James that I needed space. Over the next few days, I thought about everything. I talked to my best friend Sophie and told her about James. Sophie is always honest with me. She said, Clara, you deserve someone who can give you their full heart. Don't settle for less. Her words stuck with me. I realized I had been focusing on James because he made me feel special. But deep down, I knew this wasn't fair to either of us. I needed to let go, even if it hurt. A week later, James called me. He wanted to meet and talk. I was nervous, but I knew I had to be honest with him. We met at a park, and I told him how I felt. James, I said, I care about you, but I can't stay in this situation. You need to decide what you really want. If you're not happy with Eleanor, you should talk to her. But I can't be the other woman. James looked sad but understood. I care about you, Clara, he said. I'll think about everything. I just want you to be happy. We said goodbye, and I walked home feeling both sad and strong. I knew I had made the right decision, but it wasn't easy. Life is full of difficult choices, but sometimes we have to choose what is best for ourselves. In the weeks that followed, I focused on my work and my family. I spent more time with my mother and reconnected with old friends. I realized that happiness doesn't always come from another person. Sometimes it comes from within. I learned to appreciate the small things in life. The laughter of a patient who recovered, the warmth of a hug from my mother, the beauty of a quiet evening at home. Though I still think about James sometimes, I know I made the right choice. Life goes on, and so do I. And maybe, one day, I'll find someone who can love me fully and completely. Until then, I'll keep moving forward, one step at a time.